This is a tutorial for my arrangement of the Star-Spangled Banner. I actually wrote this a year ago and recorded the demo a year ago. I've finally gotten around to recording a tutorial for this. You'll find a playthrough at the end if you'd like to order it. There's a link in the description. And before we get to the lesson, I'll let you know that I offer private guitar lessons online and have several guitar books and solo arrangements available. For more information and a bunch of free downloads, check out my website. The link's in the description. I'm going to start off by just playing through and counting the first two lines for the timing, and then we're going to go back and talk about fingerings. Starts off with a pickup, so it's 1, 2, 3 E and a 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 and 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 and 1, 2 and 3, 1, 2, 3 and 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. As we go through this, make sure you pay attention to the chords above the music to help yourself find good fingerings. Also notice a lot of these notes have these little curvy lines by them. Those are let ring or let vibrate markings. That means that those notes should ring throughout the measure. So if it's attached to a note with no finger down, just an open note, just try not to touch that string again. And if it's a note with a finger down, keep that finger down through the measure. At the start, these notes are just part of a C chord. You can form a C chord, don't even need your first finger. And I like to play this with all fingers. The reason for that is so I have the same attack on every note. See, I don't grow a thumbnail, and so if I use my thumb, you can have a little duller attack right there. So I just use fingers. Now, if you do grow a thumbnail or if you use a thumb pick, go ahead and play with your thumb. So C chord, and use fingers unless you have your thumbnail. And then finger 2 and open, and then an A minor chord with a melody on string 2. Whatever fingers you want to use for this E and this D. And then an open low A and first finger on the C melody at the same time. Now keep that half note low A ringing as you move to that E with second finger. Then slide your second finger over to the F sharp and put your first finger down for the C. And then slide your first finger down to the second fret. So that's going to be a B and a G. And I like to, this B right here, I like to keep holding it while I play the low G. So we have some finger sliding here. We have finger 2 slides, and then finger 1 slides, low G. Couple open Gs, and then beginning of measure 5, we have a C chord with melody on string 1. And in this measure, you only need to move your fourth finger when you play the D. Otherwise, keep all these notes down. So fourth finger on the D, and then raise it, and you should already have your first finger down on the C. G chord with melody on string 2, and then an A and a B, second finger, then open B, and then all these notes are just a C chord. And again, I'm using fingers to pluck these and no thumb because I don't grow a thumbnail. But again, if you have a thumbnail, if you do grow out your thumbnail or you use a thumb pick, I would recommend maybe using your thumb for that low C. And these all have those little let vibrate ties markings. And so just keep your fingers down so they all ring together. The next two lines, measures 9 through 16, are the exact same as measures 1 through 8, so we don't need to go over that. I'm going to jump ahead to pick up to measure 17. As before, I'm going to count and play through these next two lines through measure 24 for the timing, and then we'll go back and talk about fingerings. 1, 2, 3 and 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 and 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2 and 3, 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Pick up to measure 17, we have more double stops than chords. It gives this section a different character. Finger 1 and then an open string, and then finger 1 and 3, and then just slide finger 1 and 3 over. And right there, that E and G, hold that while you play the open G at the bottom. So that should ring while you play the third string, and let that third string ring while you play this F and E at the end of the measure. So 1, let that ring, let that ring. Then finger 1 and 2, and then finger 1 and open. So here, finger 1 just has to slide over on the same string. Then finger 1 and 3, and then as we did the 2 measures before, hold this while you play the open G. Let the open G ring while you play that F at the end of the measure. 1. Measure 21 through 24 is the exact same as measures 5 through 8 and 13 through 16. So I'm just going to play through this part and talk as I go, and then we'll cover the last section. C chord, keep all the fingers down, except for your 4th finger on the D, and then lift it up. And then G chord with melody on string 2, A and a B. And here's this place where we're going to slide some fingers. So open, and then finger 1. Finger 2 is going to slide, but also put finger 1 down. Now slide finger 1, and then add this low G, and then this open G at the end of the line. Last 2 lines, measures 25 through 32, same treatment. I'll just play and count the rhythms first, then go back for the fingerings. 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2. Hold that for a while. 3 and 1, 2 and 3, and hold that for a while. And then this comes on beat 3, 3 and 1, 2 and 3, 1. And then back to measure 25 for the fingerings. C chord with melody on string 2. Hold down fingers 2 and 3. So we want to keep these lower 3 notes ringing while we play the melody on top. Lift your first finger so you can play an open B there. And then fingers 2 and 3. Keep finger 2 down, but put finger 1 down here on the E. Now, keep finger 2 down again, moving to this D minor measure, because we are just playing a D minor there. You don't need your first finger just yet. So we've played 3 notes of a D minor chord with the highest note, that D being the melody. So let these notes ring while you play the melody on top. So finger 1, and then open. Should already have your 3rd finger down on this D, and then you'll have to take your 3rd finger off so you can play this C with your 1st finger. Keep 1st finger down right there as you move to this G sus. So 3rd finger on the low G, 1st finger's left over from the previous measure, the other strings are open. And we've got those little let ring markings, so keep those notes ringing while you just lift your 1st finger. For that B, we have a fermata there, so we hold that for a while. And then a couple open Gs. And then measure 29, we have a C chord. Want to try to keep these lower notes ringing while you play the melody on top. So finger 4 open, and then 1st finger on the F. And then this is still a C chord here. We're just adding this D melody note on top with the pinky. And we got a little wavy line there. That means to either do a finger roll or do a strum. In this case, we have to strum. There are 5 notes, but we only have 4 digits to roll with, so we have to strum. Got a fermata there, so hold it for a while, and then we go to this A minor chord. And it's not written to do it in the music, but I like to put a bit of a pause between this big chord here, pause, and then the A minor chord. Now That is A minor chord with the melody on string 2. Keep the other fingers down. Put your fourth finger down on the C melody. And then we have a C chord with melody on string 1. First finger on the F. And then a G over B with fingers 2 and 4. And our last chord, C chord with melody on string 2.